You may recall in my last video I had gotten a couple packages. Well, in this video I'm going to show you what was in those packages. In package number 1, a new GoPro, memory cards, bag full of accessories. In package number 2, googly eyes.
Thanks, Scoo.
And now let's crack those boxes open. So inside, there's the GoPro, obviously the camera, what looks to be a charger, and a couple adapters. One which is going to be used on my helmet, which has a little rounded back to it, and then a flat one. And this could probably actually be kept as like a little holder. Take the lid off, you can just use it as a little protector, I suppose. There, okay, there we go. Just got to use a little muscle to get that sucker off of there. So yeah, so there's that, there's that, there's that. I don't know if this is something you need. Remove, it says remove, so this little piece comes off of there. You don't need that little piece. Well, you got to get it on there first. Apparently you got to line the holes up a little better than what I did. And there it goes. Okay, now this little thing should slide right into these guys. Alright, so there's that. Okay, also inside there was just the instructions, which I will give a look at those. Warranty card, other blah blah blah. Here's the disc. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing too fancy there. It's the card and the card reader. Now let's put the memory card in. So let's move on to the goodie bag. So I'm going to be chin mounting this, but if you look closely you can see that it doesn't quite make contact all the way around. So what I'm going to try doing is cutting out the middle of this just a little bit so that the edges make contact, and then I'll put a little glue in here. Thought about heating it up and melting it and bending it, but I run the risk of possibly melting and bending the tracks or making the plastic brittle. Okay, so after looking at it a little closer, this is what I cut out, this much of the middle, but then I realized that if I do a side mount on it like this, the bubble shield's not going to fix. So I actually need to get it in there like this. So that way my bubble shield goes and fits around it, if you can see that. Also, I can also do up and down. So I'm going to have to mount it low, which it still works. There's a little bit of space here, but I'm going to fill that up with either some double stick tape or some Gorilla Glue is what I'm actually thinking is going to do the job. So I went into town, bought some Gorilla Glue. While I was there, I bought some wing beans, lemongrass, mint, and a cucumber. But that's for something completely different. Okay, so I masked off this area right here. I'm going to sand it down, and then attach the mount right here horizontally. Before I attach it, I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. The idea with the tape is that if the glue starts expanding past the mount, which is Gorilla Glue, so it's going to expand,
it'll go onto the tape and not my lid.
Not going to get it too close to the sides because it is going to expand. Stuff expands like 3 times, I think it is. Okay, so I don't know if you could see this or not, but the glue is expanding just to the edges of the tape here. So it's built kind of like a little bit of a film that's not sticky. So I'm going to put a little bit more glue on there, let it sit for another second, and then attach it to the helmet. I was going to try to use a little bit of hot glue into the mix, but I don't think that that's going to do me any favors at this point. Using my tape as a guide. See that? See that little bit of glue right there? That's why we use tape. Some clampies. So now we're just going to let this sit. I think it's going to work. Okay, so it's the next morning and the GoPro has been on the charger. I read the manual, getting that all figured out. And you have to go online to get the manual. It's a PDF that you have to download. Nothing comes with the package, so I went and got that and read up last night. So let's take a look at the helmet and see where that's at right now. So I double clamp that guy, put 2 clampers on him. Go ahead and take those guys off. And there's where we're at with it right now. I don't know if you can see this, if the white balance, let me see if I can fix the white balance, get in on this, see it out a little better, there you go. So you can see where the Gorilla Glue leaked out and puffed up. So I'm glad I put that tape down there. Now I'm going to cut this away and remove the tape. Pretty good. Definitely on there. So here's where we're at after I trimmed all the glue. I also sanded the base down so it wasn't so glossy and matched the mat of my helmet, and took a little Sharpie and greeked out where it was white from the glue. So all in all, it's pretty good. There's a little bumpy on this side, but I could live with that.
Okay, so this is it. This is what we got going on here. Front view, side view. So yeah, let's go take this thing for a ride.